Just wait for some people to join us. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, soul family. Ooh, it's cold. Welcome, everybody. I'll just wait for a certain number. If you do want a reading tonight, please just put your name in the comments and I will tune in to see where I'm drawn to. Please use this opportunity to ask questions as well. I treat these lives as a space for us to connect, and I love answering questions on the live. So use this opportunity. Veronica, you're on, sister. I'll just wait for a few more people to jump on, Veronica, before I start tuning in. Welcome people on Instagram. While I've got people trickling in, I will just give some background. I like to do that every time I start these videos. So love having you on here, Veronica. So my name's Dahlia Granot. I call myself a spirit and power animals medium. What does that entail? Well, it's been an interesting journey, this life of mine, because I've not really had anyone that I can compare to and discuss this with, especially growing up. And it took for me to sit with Indigenous elders in North America, Peru, and especially Mexico, for me to connect many dots on what I was seeing around me and around people, and what I was experiencing and what I was working with, which I thought was normal for me, but I thought was weird for anybody else. And working with animals in, I guess, what felt to me is natural, but I still felt like, okay, nobody else will get this. So I never used to talk about it. It was just me and the animals. You can ask anyone who grew up with me. I was always the animal person. I was always the one who'd, try and save the animals and do what I can with the animals. But really, it was so much deeper than that. But I had no context in my Western world upbringing. And so it took for me to sit with my Indigenous elders in the Americas for me to connect many dots and understand that what I experienced and what I was working with is inherently part of every human experience. It's just we've switched it off, us in the Western world. And so why I call myself a spirit and power animals medium is because that's actually what reveals, they're actually we'll say the animals that reveal themselves to me. It's people's spirit animal, which I'll go to in a minute, and it's their power animals, which are two separate categories of animals, but they reveal themselves to me, and it's how it's been since I was a kid. But like I said, I had no context for that. To me, I just thought, okay, there's just animals here, animals there, and they'd come to me in the physical, and I had no way of actually explaining what that was until I came to understand this is something very natural and normal for many Indigenous cultures. And like I said, it's us in the Western world that's had no context of how to understand what this is about. Welcome all you beautiful people on Facebook. If you do want a reading, please put your name so that I know who I'm speaking to, because it's just coming through on this platform I'm using. It's just coming through as Facebook user. So I want to be able to refer to a certain person if I'm going to do a reading for you. So like I said, it took for me to sit with my Indigenous elders to know that there's actually a reference and a name for what these animals are. And so the spirit animal is the animal that we are all born with. We have one. That animal is one alone. And we come in together and we die together. They're part of your individual human experience. There's a sacred contract that you've made before you've come here for you to together come into this world and for you to journey in a way that if it's unconscious, it's still a part of your identity. Right? But if you are conscious of who this animal is, it helps you understand yourself better, as well as it helps you navigate life, knowing you've got access to these gifts within the human context of who this animal is, because this animal is the other half of you, the other half of you within your energy, within your physical, not within your physical body, it's within your energy field, right? Your energy field has many layers to it. It's within your energy field. You guys are one. However, as we grow, our personality, our personality has to adapt as we grow And what I have found through these sessions that I do with clients is that this animal, the spirit animals, move to the background so that we can adapt at some point in childhood. And then a power animal comes in its place. And that power animal continues to journey with us, mostly from what I've seen, for the rest of our lives. There's many others that seem to come and go, and they're all part of a team that's trying to empower us, guide us, protect us, show us things, make us look at things differently, remind us of how amazing we are. There's just so many different powers that these animals are trying to gift us, and we're just completely switched off to them. So I apologize for this little cough that's decided to reveal itself, but it is such an important part of who we are. So I put that all under the umbrella of secret animal wisdom, but it's not a secret. It's just been kept a secret from us in the Western world. Now, in these lives that I do, I will tune into two lovely souls, and I will tune in to the power animals that want to step forward, not the spirit animal, because the spirit animal is a more in-depth process. Those that have done sessions with me, they know, because that I need to give that extra time and effort, and it's a special process. Whereas with the power animal, they will show me who they are and explain how you individually can work with this animal that reveals itself. Okay, so I promised the lovely Veronica. She was the first one that jumped out at me, and then I will tune into the next one. Please use this opportunity to ask me questions. I will come to your questions at the end, but I'm here to support people, so feel free to ask questions. Welcome everybody on Instagram. Sorry, I apologize for this. I will begin, beloved Veronica. Right, so they always appear on my right-hand side, and I never know who's going to come through. Sometimes I get a few things during the day, but I don't give that any energy until I've actually got the person either with me on the phone, physically in front of me, or I connect with them online. It doesn't matter. As long as I've got permission from someone, then it's like the curtain gets pulled back and there's a whole zoo. But it's always one that will specifically step forward because they know they're the most important one that needs to be revealed. Okay, so let's begin, beloved Veronica. Let's see who we've got. Damn, these guys are on fire. Okay. Similar to last week, I have another spider, sister. I have a spider. I'm just waiting to see what spider it is. Okay, we're hairy. How big are you? Show me. All right, thank you. Veronica, I don't know if you saw last week, but it's exactly the same animal as what we had last week. This is a tarantula. Okay, so this tarantula, let's see what she has to say. She actually says she's been with you since the age of 5 years old. She's been doing her best to get your attention. All right, she says she's been trying to get your attention, get you to look at things in a different way. There's a part of you that has a fear of spiders. I completely understand that, but there's a reason these animals make us feel somewhat uncomfortable. It's been planted in our collective unconscious, these animals, especially the spiders, the snakes, the scorpions, the creepy crawlies, the sharks. It's all been sadly put in our collective unconscious to fear these animals. These animals, seriously, we've got nothing to be afraid of. If anything, they've got gifts and wisdom to share, and we're missing out on that because of the fear. But that's okay. There's an opportunity to really transcend this fear, sister, because this animal's got a lot she wants to show you. She's showing me she's got many eyes. She's got many eyes. She definitely has many eyes. And the reason she's wanting to point that out, she says from the age of 5, she's been trying to support you in looking at things with those many eyes. Now, what does that mean? Well, this is an animal that those eyes see, it's like having a different lens, looking at things differently in all sorts of directions. And she's saying that she has been trying to support you in looking at things with many lenses, with many eyes. It's a power of not seeing things literally the same each time. Yeah, when you look at a certain situation, Veronica, there's a part of you, which we all do, we all see it through a certain lens. It's funny, it's something I've been talking about today. We look at it with a certain lens and we tend to look at it the same each time. What this spider has been trying to do with you, and it's a few things she's trying to share with you, is the ability to look at things differently and with many lenses. Meaning, okay, this is super cool. It's like she's showing me these eyes moving in different directions as you look at a situation. So, when we assess a situation or a challenge or a conversation, we often come in with certain belief systems and certain opinions, certain judgments. It's just what we do. We're human. It's part of our makeup. What she's going to do is get you to, it's almost like take a step back and look with multiple lenses, okay? I know this can sound tricky, but when you're aware that you've got this animal trying to share this power with you, it's like you can take a step back and tune into those multiple lenses. And she's inviting you to do that from this moment forward, beloved Veronica, because what she wants to do is help you gain those extra pieces of clarity that you seek when you do actually navigate those challenges. And I'll give you an example, because she's wanting to do this specifically. So let's say there's a current challenge that you're experiencing, or we'll call it an issue, okay, where you might not necessarily have clarity on certain steps you need to take. What she's inviting you to do, and this is the power, and this is where it gets really cool, is I want you to imagine, okay, I'm going to use that word imagine, because our imagination is actually real, right? That's the thing. We navigate between different realms, and the whole concept of imagination is kind of, it's led us astray to think that what we imagine is not real. But when we imagine something, it actually exists in a different part of the reality around us, okay? So what she wants you to do is imagine, okay, that you have, okay, this is really cool, all right? She wants you to imagine that you've actually got, seriously, it's like almost 100 eyes above your head, okay? So she doesn't want her to be external to you, Veronica. She wants you to feel or tune into the eyes above your own head. And we're going to see why in a minute. So when you're looking at this, we'll call it this issue or this situation that you may not have full clarity on, or you're wanting more information on, she's asking you to tune in to some of these lenses, but do it one at a time. So you tune into one lens, okay? You can do this with your eyes closed. You can do it with your eyes open. It really doesn't matter. It's about your personal connection to this spider. She's wanting you to tune into one of those lenses. And you do that, okay? And you know, have this situation in your mind, or you're energetically connected to this situation, and watch what happens when you connect from one lens to another, okay? It might be subtle to begin with, but she's saying that every time you connect to a different lens, it might give you a different perspective. It might give you a different understanding. It might give you a different awareness, but it will take a little bit of practice for you to connect with each lens that she's inviting you to take that opportunity to connect with. The other thing, okay, wow, that's really cool. She, the thing with tarantulas, and this is part of why people are so scared of them, is they're extremely hairy. But what are those hairs? Well, those hairs actually support the spider to connect with its environment. Like, it feels things so sensitively on those hairs, right? They pick up energy in such a profound way that they can detect things from quite far. Yeah, that's why they can detect vibration. That's why spiders are, many spiders that have these hairs, but these tarantulas have seriously mega hairs, okay? It actually supports it to not only sense its prey in advance before it approaches, but also sense the energy of that prey, okay? So this is part of what she wants you to connect with, okay? And I know it might sound weird, and I know it could even be creepy, but there's a reason why she's been with you since the age of 5, okay? It's because she's been trying to support you in those situations, in, yes, looking at things with different lenses, but also being able to sense what those situations are about, or sense or feel into them with these quote-unquote hairs that she's been sharing with you. Now, these animals